So, I will start my reading practice from the book Magic Words. As the case of double falsehood illustrates, though language serves a dual role. Words not only influence and affect the people who listen to or read them, they also reflect and reveal things about the person or people who created them. Shakespeare tended to use relatively few words related to emotion. For example, while Theobald used many of them, Theobald tended to use lot of prepositions, example of, in and from, and articles, example the and an. While Fletcher tended to use lots of auxiliary verbs and adverbs. Different writers tended to write in different ways. In this way, language is like a fingerprint. It leaves behind traces or signals of the person or people who created it. Further, because similar people often use language similarly, we can learn a lot about who someone is from the language he or she leaves behind. Older people talk differently from younger ones. Democrats talk differently from Republicans, and introverts talk differently from extroverts. They don't use completely different words, and there is certainly some overlap, but knowing when to someone said what someone said can help accurately predict their age, political views, and personality. And the predictive value of language doesn't stop here. You can predict whether someone is lying based on the words they use, and whether students will do well in college based on the words in their application essay. You can predict whether someone will get postpartum depression based on her Facebook posts, and whether a romantic couple is about to go through a breakup based on their social media posts, even ones that have nothing to do with relationships. People use language to express themselves, communicate with others, and achieve desired goals. And as a result, the language they use can tell us a lot about who they are, how they are feeling, and what they might do in the future. Even if people are not communicating strategically or consciously, trying to speak one way or another, just like Shakespeare and Theobald, the words they use provide telltale signals of all sorts of interesting and important things, like how likely they are to default on a bank loan. Predicting the future. Imagine that you are considering lending money to one of the two strangers. Each one is asking for $2,000 to fix their roof, and their demographies and financial characteristics are identical. They are the same age, race, and gender, live in same areas of the country, and have the same level of income and credit score. In fact, the only difference between them is the words they used when asking for the loan. Person 1. I am a hardworking person, married for 25 years, and have two wonderful boys. Please let me explain why I need help. I would use the $2,000 loan to fix our roof. Thank you. God bless you. And I promise to pay you back. Person 2. With the past year in our new place has been more than great. The roof is now leaking and I need to borrow rupees 2000 to cover the cost of repair. I paid all bills, example car loans, cable, utilities on time. Which of these people do you think is more likely to pay the money back? When deciding whether to loan someone money, lenders often focus on the prospective buyer's ability to repay. But while this seems like a simple question, answering it often ends up being quite complex. Loans take a long time to be repaid, and many unforeseen circumstances can arise over time. Consequently, banks and other financial institutions often use thousands of data points to estimate the risk of issuing the loan. The most basic category is the prospective borrower's financial strength. Credit history tracks how many lines of credit, example mortgages, loans, and credit card accounts someone has taken out, whether he pays his bills on time, and whether he has had any accounts go to collection. A FICO score based on his credit history, income level, and debt is also used. Someone who is already over leveraged, for example, or has filed for bankruptcy in the past may seem like a greater risk to default and fail to repay the loan. Beyond financial strength, demographics may play a role.